Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this bit of comic book news, we have some huge record-breaking sales of some blue chip key comic books. We also may have some confirmation of some returning characters in Doctor Strange, and Robert Downey Jr. may be reprising his role as Sherlock Holmes. Don't forget, doing a completely free giveaway at 500 subscribers for this X-Men number 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Completely for free. I'll do a separate video on that when I hit 500 subscribers. So, to get right into this one, holy smokes, do we have a huge record-breaking sale on a huge blue chip comic book. We have Fantastic Four number 1, the first appearance of the Fantastic Four. And now we just had a 9.2 last sell in 2012 for $203,150. And now that just went at auction this week for $1.5 million. Holy smokes. We're about to see some price corrections for the lower grade. We tend to see that, like Amazing Fantasy 15 sold, I think it was like a 9.6 or something, went for a lot of money, and all the lower grades increased in value a lot because of that. Makes total sense. This is the first appearance of the first family. I mean, come on. This comic I can definitely see having some more gains, especially if Marvel can actually do the Fantastic Four right, and I do have faith in Marvel, so we'll see with that. But again, this is a great issue. This is a great blue chip comic, something that if you owned and held on to for a long time, I think you're going to do really well. This is a great issue, and I hope to one day own it, but I highly doubt I will. Continuing on with that trend, holy smokes, another huge sale. We got Captain America Comics number 1, the first appearance of Captain America. This is a huge issue. This is just a crazy, awesome comic book. I love the cover. Captain America fighting Hitler, punching him. That's so awesome. But we had a huge sale this week. We had a 9.4 last sell in 2019 for $915,000. It just went at auction for $3.12 million. Holy smokes, that is huge. Oh my god. But again, this is a huge comic. I mean, it's an early golden age comic, and it is a huge key. I'm honestly kind of surprised it's not worth more, in my opinion. This is a really cool issue, and again, it's another one of those blue chip comics that lower grades now we're going to see increase in value, and this one I don't really see come up that often, which makes total sense because it's a very, very scarce comic and a really, really cool key issue. Next up in some comic book related news, the new Doctor Strange preview, we saw Billy and Tommy, the kids of Wanda and Vision. It kind of looks like a flashback, but who knows? They may have returned. So that is actually a pretty big thing, and we're definitely seeing some increase in sales in their first appearance. So a comic you may want to pick up, just in case they do stay in the MCU, is going to be The Vision and the Scarlet Witch number 12, the first appearance of Billy and Tommy. This is a cool issue, and I think that they're pretty cool characters, and I hope that they can continue with them, and I feel like Marvel will, because I think that they're going to do a Young Avengers series, and these two would be perfect for the Young Avengers series. But again, that's just my opinion, but I think that this is a great comic to pick up right now. We're seeing a 900% increase in copies sold this week versus previous weeks, because this did take off for a while when they first appeared in WandaVision, but then when they disappeared, it kind of really died down. But it's great to see that if you invested in it and had it and didn't sell, it's okay, because it's really going to start to come back now if they do stay and that wasn't just a flashback. Hopefully they're going to be back in the MCU, and I just really have a feeling that Wanda's going to try to figure out a way to get them back. Lastly, we have a Sherlock Holmes TV universe currently in development at HBO Max, with Robert Downey Jr. set to be the executive producer. Now, it remains to be seen if he's going to reprise his role or not, but he is attached to the project, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. I did think that those were good movies, and they were pretty good. It was pretty much when he was doing like the Iron Man. So it was like you saw Iron Man and then you saw Sherlock Holmes. But I thought that they were really good. So if he did reprise his role, I would definitely be okay with that. In other news, Chris Pratt is set to take on the role of voicing Garfield in an animated movie. I don't think that there's really any Garfield comic books that are worth investing in for something like this. I mean, it could be, but this really seems more derived at kids. So it's not really something that I see increasing in value a lot. I could definitely see Chris Pratt, though, voicing Garfield. Like, when I kind of think about it, I could definitely picture it. I really just don't think that there's really any comic books that are worth investing in. But that's just my opinion. This is definitely a movie that I'm probably not ever going to see. As I get older, I don't really care to see cartoons like this. So it's not really something that I'll ever see anyways. But it's still interesting to see that Chris Pratt's actually going to be doing the voice for Garfield. So I guess we'll see how that is and see how his voice fares with Garfield. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the first 2 episodes are going to be released on Disney Plus on May 27th at the same time. So that's pretty big, and I'm actually really looking forward to this series because Ewan McGregor looks amazing again as a Jedi. This guy does not seem to age. He has aged very well, and he looks like a great seasoned Jedi in this. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of stories they really tell with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader as well. It's insane to me to think and look back at the Star Wars comic books, because for a long time, the Star Wars comic books just really weren't worth that much. And then all of a sudden, people started getting interested in them, and holy smokes, did they take off. I think that's really awesome, though, because really, Star Wars comics were not worth a lot at all. You could pick them up for pretty cheap, but they were first appearances of huge characters that we've seen for so long, and you would think that they would be worth a lot, but no, they just weren't. They just weren't selling for a lot. Then all of a sudden, that completely changed. So that's why, like, being invested in comics that are first appearances, especially of major characters that even if it's not worth that much right now, in time it could be. You never know. Like, even the newer Star Wars movies, in my opinion, really weren't that good, yet for some reason these comics just took off in price. Now, I loved The Mandalorian. I still haven't fully completed the Book of Boba Fett, but I definitely plan on doing that. I think that anything attached to The Mandalorian is going to be great. If they do new movies, I don't know. I'll definitely see them, but I kind of go into, not expecting too much from them. But who knows? They could change my mind and it could get much, much better. But still, Star Wars #2 would be something that I would be invested in if you guys wanted to be invested in anything with Obi-Wan. And I think that this is a great issue. It's his first appearance. It's a great comic. Star Wars #1 is another great comic just to be into, even though he's not in it. But just to be into a Star Wars comic, I think that that's another great issue. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I know this isn't a very long video, but there was definitely some huge news that I just wanted to get out there, and they were comic book related, so I wanted to let you guys know while it was fresh. Do not forget, 500 subscribers, giving this comic away for free. Hit the like button if you guys liked the video. Comment down below, let me know what you thought, and subscribe if you want to keep seeing content like this. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Peacemaker.